Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my dearest brothers and respected sisters. Welcome to my YouTube channel with one of the episode of the Basic of Islam. Our topic today is a very important topic, and I wish that everyone, when they watch this video, share it to his friends and relative and families, and let's spread this knowledge that we actually need it badly, of how to behave in Friday and how to attend the Friday khutbah, and what we are supposed to do and what we not supposed to do, from entering the masjid, from the preparation that we prepare ourselves to Friday. As everyone knows that Friday is our Eid, our festival. We are, all our festival or our ayad is related to ibadah. As you know, Eid al-Fitr is related to, it's a festival for celebrating the fasting for Ramadan, and Eid al-Adha is celebrating the festival or ibadah of Hajj, and also the Friday is celebrating the ibadah of the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the prayers, 5 daily prayers. And we gather in Friday in our beautiful masajid to listen to our khatib, who prepare himself to give the message shortly and briefly, and attached to what you are challenged with life, and remind you and remind himself then how we practice Islam and how to get closer to Allah, and how to deal with our families and our kids and our business and our life. We are entering the masajid. We're supposed to be in the best manner, best behaving, best smell, the dress the best, coming early, choosing walking, parking far away, not parking in front. Some people actually, I feel like they want to take their car all the way beside the minbar. Then they actually, the minute they finish, they just take the car and just leave. Then every masjid in the United States, I believe, and maybe Europe too, and I think all around the world, the challenge is the parking. The people are parking so close, as they just want to open the door and put their foot in their musalla where they pray. As we know that the more you walk toward your place to the masjid, is the reward is huge. Every step is erasing a sin, and every step is rising you up to daraja, a degree in your iman. And subhanallah, we are repeating that, and inshallah someone will benefit from that, inshallah. Then parking far away, don't block your brothers and sisters. Let them, when they finish, when we finish the salah, we come outside, is a zoo, parking like dominoes, everybody's parking like this way, and a person right need to go to work, he have to stuck with a person who actually chatting with somebody or praying sunnah or praying tarawih, to waiting for that. Frustration for everyone, and also for traffic or for neighbors and stuff like that. Then parking far away and taking your time to walk to the masjid, coming early, getting closer to the imam to listen to the khutbah. And the minute that the imam start to speak, start to his khutbah, you are silent, and you cannot greet somebody. You cannot tell the person, I love you, the way your clothes, I love the cologne, or how's the business, how's your kids, how's your family. There is no chatting in that. As you know, that the malaika themselves standing in the door, taking the attendance of how many people attend, who is there, brother Muhammad, brother Mahmoud, brother Ali, brother Hussein, brother Abdullah. They attend what time? Okay, because the ones who came early, the reward is higher than the people who came late. Some people comes in the last rak'ah, and they Allahu Akbar. But anyway, you enter early, you sit down closer to the imam, the best behaving, the best clothes, the best socks, clean, washed, people coming with the pajama, sometimes people coming with, subhanallah. But if you tell me that you have a meeting with someone high ranking in life, that you need information from him, you need assistance from him, you need help from him, you're trying to be closer to him, because your imagination that he is capable and willing to help you, and he have access or ability in this life, trust me, you know and I know that you will behave so well, you dress very well, you will turn off your cell phone because you were dying to have a meeting with him and you were not able to get in his tight schedule. Then when the minute that you get this schedule, oh my God, I have a meeting with this person, I cannot believe it that I have this opportunity. Now you are meeting with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Show the understanding who you are meeting with the way you look and the way you dress and the way you're coming early. The cell phone, you leave it outside. I wish the masajid have the financial ability to have big units that they actually can take, as we used to be in old days back home. Whenever we enter, there's a person taking your shoes and give you a number, and then when you're leaving, you give him the number and you take your shoes. This is what we used to do a long time ago. I don't know if it still exists or not. Now I want to put the shoes and I want to put my phone, both of them in the same level. Both of them, they are taking us to the mud. Then you put your phone with your cell phone, with your shoes inside the shoes, and just isolate yourself, and you say, I'm getting to a closed meeting right now. The minute you enter, you pray 2 rak'ahs tahiyat al-masjid, and you sit down very close to the front line, because you know in the sufuf al-ula, the first lines, inna Allah wal malaika yusalluna ala sufuf al-ula, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the malaika bless the first line, subhanallah. Then I see people, they really avoid the first line as if they are in a class and the teacher will point at them and tell him, ask him questions. Sometimes I ask questions, but I don't actually expect some people to answer. You are allowed to answer the imam, by the way, but I'm not going to put you in a spot and tell you answer this question or recite this verse or something like that. But it's remind me back when I was in school. I sit down all the way back, then I'm far away from the teacher, either to smack me or to question me. In the masajid, it should be different, and subhanallah. And then we come with the challenge. The biggest challenge is cell phone. Rising up, ringing, and everybody to remind the imam, please remind them to turn off their cell phone. Please remind them to do this. SubhanAllah, in the old days, in the golden time, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he says, "Istaqimu wa'tadilu, straight the line, fill up the gap, look where you're making sujood, another mahall sujood, ihdaru azamatullah, bring the attention to standing in front of Allah." No, we don't say this right now. The first thing we say, turn off your cell phone. That's our biggest challenge, because this is what gets us out of our khushu'. And I want to say also that by attempting to turn off your cell phone, just because one thing, that you don't want to disturb the person beside you or the imam, that he can focus in the khutbah, wallahi, your reward is higher than anybody, because you are making the preparation in your mind and your heart to be a help and to not to disturb someone in his khushu'. You're already getting the earning of the hasanat before actually you start anything, because your intention. If you dress well and your socks is clean and you smell good, subhanallah, you also trying to not harm anybody. Also don't shower with a cologne that give anybody sinuses infection or sinuses or runny nose or runny crying eyes, because you overdo it with this. And everything Islam Deen al-Wasatiyya. Then cell phone is away. So I had last week, a couple of weeks, a person stand up with his cell phone live stream in his Facebook, talking to his followers in the middle of the khutbah, and another person texting, and another person runs on the phone. I guess I don't know. He's like, I always joke and say, if you have $1 million deal, you're allowed to answer the phone if you're going to give half of the million to the masjid. I'm just joking, because just tell them, is it that important? If you are a doctor or a person who's life or death that you have to run, then you do that. But subhanallah, all this frustration, because we have a hadith clearly saying that if a person say to his brother, listen to the khutbah, or unsut, listen, his khutbah is cancelled, his salah is cancelled. Then imagine the person who actually involved in a whole conversation, and also the person who comes very late, that the khutbah is already done. I am forbidding anybody to actually, you know, lead the salah if he doesn't, not lead the salah, because we have more than one salah. Then one of the things that you have to attend the khutbah, to listen, because the khutbah is the two rak'ahs that we, in Friday, we replacing the 4 rak'ahs by 2 rak'ahs. The other 2 rak'ahs, I consider them the khutbah. Then the جمهور الفقهاء, the الحنفية والمالكية والحنابلة, all of them agree that whatever is forbidden in the salah is forbidden in the khutbah. Then if the khutbah is, you cannot even, if a person sneezes, you don't tell him yarhamukumullah. This is because you cannot do it in the salah, then you cannot do it in the khutbah. This is how is the 3 mazahib. Al-Shafi'iyya said to you, it's a sunnah, that you don't talk, But this is how important. Also, the knowledge that you are missing. You need this khutbah to recharge your batteries. The batteries that is drained through the whole week. And not the battery of your cell phone. Your cell phone, you're very, you're concerned about it, and you're always making sure that your phone is charged. But your heart needs to be charged. That's what you need to recharge it. Put your heart and your mind in Friday, plugged in to listen to the khutbah. Hopefully you have a good khatib that he actually put his effort to give you the message clearly, shortly, to make you capable, and he remind himself and remind you that marji'na ila Allah, we will return back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The minute that everyone attend Friday in a good manner, a good time, park in the right place, dressed well, behave well, forgetting about his cell phone, and listen to the khutbah, the benefit will be huge, because the heart and the mind will be open for that, and the blessing will be present by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because Allah pleased with his ibad when they give him the proper respect. ما لكم لا ترجون لله وقارا. We should give the proper respect to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And how we do that? By attending his the house of Allah and behave the proper behave. إن شاء الله أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه إنه الغفور الرحيم. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that this short basic of Islam, how to behave in Friday and how to behave in the khutbah, beneficial for you. And if you already, alhamdulillah, blessed with this knowledge and you're already aware of it, but you know a friend that he always talks to you on Friday during the khutbah, or you know a person coming who always goes very late to the khutbah, or you know that your son or your husband or your brother, he have this habit of attending very late, then pass this video to him. And الدال على فعل الخير كفاعله, the person who guides someone to the khair as he actually attempt the fa'al khair. Subhanallah, by passing this information indirectly, that you don't say that, but you said to him, I like this reminder, and I want you to remind your family as I'm going to remind my family. Allah will reward them and reward you, and inshallah will reward myself too, inshallah. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the forgiveness and the correct understanding of Islam. Jazakumullah khair, and please share and like and subscribe. And assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.